Hey guys, Nerva here. Today I'm making a bread starter. I decided to share with you. It's a sourdough starter, and I'm using a method in my bread machine manual. I decided to make the starter today because I'm making a focaccia, and I was looking through the book and I found a sourdough starter recipe, and that's what I'm doing. You're supposed to use a glass container. I have this ceramic or clay, I think, so I'm going to use this because it's big enough. The other glass container I have doesn't have a wide mouth opening, so I can't use that. So what I have in here is some warm water, 2 cups, and 2 1/4 teaspoons of active dry yeast. I put that in first and I let it sit for 5 minutes, and then I added 3 1/2 cups of bread flour and 1 tablespoon of sugar. So I'm going to mix that. You're supposed to use a wooden spoon or a plastic spoon. I'm using a plastic spatula. Sorry, I went out of. So you mix this real good, and then what you're going to do is, I'll finish mixing it later. See if I can read this. Cover it loosely and let it stand in a warm place for 5 days, and you stir it 3 times a day during those 5 days. The starter will rise and fall during fermentation and become thinner as it stands. So it's supposed to be in a warm place. I'm just going to go ahead and sit it here on this corner here, which is close to my stove. And in 5 days, I believe. Let's see. When the starter is developed, it's bubbly. It will have a yellow liquid on top. Stir before using, and it may be used for baking, or you can place it in the refrigerator for later use. To use the starter, you measure the amount specified in the recipe, letting it stand after, if you have it refrigerated, let it stand to room temperature. And you replenish the starter or feed it with 1 cup of flour and 2/3 cup of water and 1 teaspoon of sugar. Cover it loosely and let it stand in a warm place 10 to 12 hours or overnight, and then you refrigerate it until you're ready to use it again. Supposedly you can have a starter for the rest of your life if you feed it and you tend to it. I have another starter recipe in this book, which is Nancy Silverton's breads from the Bria Bakery, but she has a recipe here where you use grapes, and you don't use the active dry yeast. You only use flour, water, and grapes for the fermentation process. I would like to try this recipe, but I don't have organic grapes or unbleached flour, so I'm going with this one for now. But I would like to try this other recipe. So this will give you a nice sourdough bread. I have a white sourdough bread recipe here for my bread machine, which I will be trying hopefully next week. And because you need 5 days for this to ferment, and since I'm trying to use fermented foods, that's why I wanted to try this recipe. So after I finish mixing this real good, I'm going to cover it. This cover here will be kind of loose, and I'll let it sit, like I said, moving it 3 times a day. So I'll keep you posted when I use this sourdough starter, see how it works. And for now, I'm working on a focaccia. Let me go get here it is. The dough is ready. I made it in the bread machine. I put some Italian spices in it and some olive oil. And I'm not going to use the toppings in the bread machine book. I'm going to use tomatoes with some small leaf basil and pepper and sea salt, and that's about it. I'm gonna have to go out and get some small leaf basil. I did plant some seeds yesterday for the bigger leaves, the big leaf basil. Hopefully they'll come out and I'll be able to use 2 kinds of basils. So yeah, I'm gonna drizzle this with some olive oil, put some tomatoes on like I said, and bake it for 20 minutes at 400 degrees. This is called focaccia. It's real good. I was gonna make some breadsticks with garlic. I did put in the dough calls for olive oil. My husband had some garlic infused olive oil, so I used that for flavor. So it's gonna taste like garlic. Yum. Okay guys, that's it for now. Oh, I'm also working on, I have to bottle my kombucha. It's ready to bottle. I already boiled some water, and this time I'm going to be using green tea because I don't have enough black tea. I really like this black tea I was using with bergamot. It tasted real good. But I'm going to have to use this green tea. We had bought this tea for a oops. It was a swab I did using tea as a theme, and we went looking for a tea that was bagged so that, you know, I could put it in a can't remember what they're called. Anyway, I still have some green tea, so I'm going to use that. So, okay guys, I'll see you later, and I'll give you an update next week on how my sourdough starter works. Bye for now. Thanks for watching.